Hey, Chicago, what do you say? It's the CHGO Cubs Pregame Show presented by PointsBet. Use the promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Luke Stuckmeyer and Cody Delmendo getting you ready for Cubs and Reds. It's the battle for the basement to wrap up June. They're back at Wrigley Field. I was trying to figure out, like, how can we get excited? What can we promote about this series that's going to be fun other than it's also a preview of the game in the corn?
Yeah, that's, I said that on CHGO Bets Daily earlier. I was like, yeah, we're getting ready. We're previewing the Field of Dreams game.
That's right.
This week.
Some people say playoff preview. We say playoff of the corn game. So right now the Cubs, all they have to do, the way I look at it is win one. Win one to save face for the month of June, because if you win one, you avoid being in last place to start July. If the Cubs get swept at home by the Reds, they would start the month of July in dead last in one of the worst divisions in baseball.
Yeah.
So that's we're pulling for one, Cody, and fast games, of course.
Of course. And I think the one win, if they're going to get one win, I think tonight is a great opportunity. A great opportunity. We got the mayor, Keegan Thompson, going tonight against Luis Castillo and the Reds. Weirdly, and this is coming from someone who mainly just followed the box score all weekend. Is it weird that, like, I'm excited to sit down and watch the Cubs play?
No, you've had a little bit. You pulled away for a minute. You regrouped. You checked a few box scores. And that's okay. Like I said, we're not telling anybody how to watch anything. Like, we're all in this to get. Nick says, hey, that's really selling the excitement, Stucky. That's what I do, Nick.
Yeah.
I'm here for you guys, you know?
I was in our good friend Dom Frederick, director of morale. I was in his Twitter space today, and they let me talk. They always let fans talk or whatever and just vent about whether about the Cubs. Mostly a lot of negative, for obvious reasons.
Right.
And
naturally.
I told them whenever I came in, when they let me in, I was like, before I get to my question, I just want to let you guys know that it's okay to take a few days off from the Cubs.
Yeah.
It's good for your mental health. Like, I'm feeling a little bit more chipper about the Cubs tonight because I took the days off. I just followed the box score. Now we get Keegan Thompson Day, and they are coming off winning 2 out of 3 in St. Louis, so that also adds to it as well. But I'm just a little bit more upbeat about the Cubs tonight. I don't know if that bodes well or not, but
I have a confession to make.
What's that?
I do it all the time, Cody. I do it all the time. I just don't tell you when I missed a game on the weekend. Like, if I miss a Sunday game, there's ways to find out what happened in the game without going through pitch by pitch what happened. Have I taken some days off from the Cubs from watching? Yes. I would think if everybody in this chat right now is honest, they've all taken there was a day where I'd never missed a single game in my life. Right now, the way I'm ingesting it is I'm watching as much of it as possible as I can so not everybody else has to.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Like, it's okay to take it off every once in a while just to regroup and get your head cleared.
That's fair. I don't know. Like, I just am the way I am, Stucky. Even on our off days, I'm tuning in, I'm watching. It's just how I am the way I am. My girlfriend hates it. She tells me I need to, like, take a break on the weekends. I can't do it. I just can't do it.
But you just did do it, and it was okay.
But I was still, like, following the box score, like the game day
or whatever.
That's
okay, but you're not sitting down and watching all 9 innings.
That's fair.
I mean, there's a lot of, like, Jack just said, I think, Nick says 2 out of 3 against the Cardinals. Good outcome. Jack admits, yeah, I missed 1 or 2 games this year. Come on, let's all be honest. How many have we missed this year? Like, are there games you have not watched? It's different here. We understand.
Yeah.
But also, the old slogan was, that's Cub. And right now, that's Cub means occasionally you take a day off.
Yeah.
We're here, so you don't have to take.
That's fair.
You can take as many off as you want. You can just jump in for the post-game show tonight.
For sure.
If you want to take tonight off.
Yeah. Especially because at this point, all we care about is, like, player development.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Well,
So.
I'm trying to give you a little something extra to pull for. Battle of the Basement. I'm hyping this up as much as I can right now.
Yeah, look at us. The folks at Marquee should be appreciative of us.
Yeah, that's correct. And by the way, we have like a program here that we can put rundowns for the show, stuff we want to talk about.
Yeah.
And I usually put a few bullet points or something in there and our ad reads. But I don't know what the hell I did tonight. I was over. You saw me over there for 30 minutes just typing stuff in for the last hour. It's missing. It's all gone. It's all gone from my computer.
I was trying to find it in Notion too, and it's not there.
I put the lineup in there tonight. I put our talking points. I put who you got. I put the correct ad read in for you with no NBA stuff. It's all gone. I've looked at 100 different places.
Look
and
at us.
if this is the way it's going to go, just because Cody took a few games off and I may have missed 1 or 2 this last weekend as well, I can't even find the rundown for the show right now.
Oh, man.
So let's just move forward and go with what I think the show would normally be.
Okay.
Lineups. That's right. Natalie's saying lineups. That's what I was thinking. We go lineups. And, I know for one thing that
I love that
there it is, Morel.
I love that we use Morel here as the.
That's a pretty cool picture of him.
He's a vibe in the City Connects,
It's
right?
a pretty good picture, yeah.
How you feel about Morel? I know we talked a little bit last week about, he's starting to come down to earth. I know Corey and Brendan talked a little bit about him, and he's really struggled, the last, I don't know, 60-some plate appearances or whatever.
The league has adjusted. He's played way more games than he's ever played in his life in a row like that. And especially at that level of competition, we don't know what he's going to be like. Realistically, half a season tells you almost nothing about a player. Right. Even Seiya's start, we're still waiting for Seiya to come back and find out. Like, he got off to that hot start, and everybody was like, he's an MVP candidate. And, we jumped on that board with the blinders a little bit. Same thing with Morel. A whole season sort of tells you something about guys. I go back to my childhood, and Dwight Smith and Jerome Walton were rookies of the year. That didn't turn out that they were like.
Chris Coughlin was once a rookie of the year.
Right. It doesn't mean you're going to be an all-time great, even if you're a rookie. Giovanni Soto was a rookie of the year. That doesn't mean he's going to turn out to be a Hall of Fame catcher. So it's fun to watch. Just enjoy the success when it's there. There's going to be some down points. I still think we've seen, and you can't say this with 100%, but I think we've seen enough of Morel to know that the talent is there, that he could be successful as an everyday player or at least a piece of a team moving forward. Love the energy. So already that probably doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Like his energy, his personality, those things are just kind of side pieces to who he is as a player. But we don't know enough about the rest to know that it's all going to work out. Nobody we really do yet.
I lean to agree. But at the same time, I do think that you got to continue to play him every day.
Yes.
And it's going to be very interesting when Seiya comes back on how they decide to play him. And I know Corey and Brendan kind of talked about that on I guess it was the Monday morning podcast. And yes, I will agree that if Morel loses playing time because Jason Hayward's going to be playing center.
But he's not today. Hayward's not playing today, but it's because of a knee.
Right. But again, if Seiya comes back, they put him in right field, and then they put Hayward in center, and then you're not playing Morel every day at third or at second, yes, I'm going to have a lot of bad things to say about it. So, again, we'll get there when we get there. I was pleasantly surprised to see that Jonathan VR was DFA'd. Again, nothing against him, but He just isn't performing. His trade value was absolutely
It was time.
gone.
It was time.
It was time.
It was.
And look what happened. The Cubs won 2 out of 3 in St. Louis. That's what happens when you make good moves, in my opinion. So no bad karma from that move, it seems like. So, yeah. But as far as the lineup tonight, yeah, I tweeted the old 5 takeaways after a series thing because I finally got a real chance to look at the box scores this weekend. And Velasquez, in the 2 games he started, he played pretty well, then sat the bench on Sunday. Cubs won anyway, whatever. But I don't know, man. Like I think he's warranted, to be able to play a little bit more. Hayward not in the lineup tonight, but he's still not playing. I don't get it. I get it.
Well, Ortega has earned the right to play a little bit right now too, and they're likely to be showcasing him.
Exactly. So I'm not absolutely pissed off about it. But again, I do think Velasquez should be playing every day. We are at a point where we want to see what young guys can, what they can showcase. So, we'll see how it plays out. But again, I do like that he did get some playing time over the weekend, and hopefully it bodes well. And again, like if they send him down when Seiya comes back up, I'm not going to have any nice things to say about it. So we'll see. Yeah. So
I love what you're saying, Nick G. Nick G on the chat says, I think when Seiya comes back, Jay Hayes' knee may, quote, get worse. I mean, I think that's what Cub fans are hoping to see because they're ready to move on.
Right.
And maybe that's a happy medium for the Cubs instead of DFAing would be. I don't think that's going to happen.
We haven't talked about it, but the quotes from David Ross about it being a loyalty thing.
Yes.
That is not a good look, man.
No, it's not, but I'm not.
Are you? I'm okay.
I'm not.
I'm a little surprised.
No, I'm not.
You're not? Okay.
I'm surprised he said it.
Okay.
Okay,
Fair.
but I'm not surprised at all that he's loyal to one of his buddies that he believes is a veteran and goes about things the right way. And I think they're trying to do things the right by Jason Hayward, even if that is at the detriment to the team right now. And which that part I don't agree with. Like if it's not helping the team and it's actually hurting the team that he's in the lineup every day, yes, I disagree with it. The flip side of it would be then selling that same argument, which again, how much do you value winning? And preaching that to the young guys that are coming up, like, we're here to win games. We're here to do this. You have trouble when you say that and Hayward's in the lineup every day. The flip side of it can be showing that to free agents and other guys that you're not dumping on your valuable guys, the guys that do it the right way, go about their business the right way, do everything you ask them to. There's a balance in there. I think the Cubs have gone above and beyond with Jason Hayward just because the performance hasn't been there. I think he's a wonderful person for our community. I think he's been a good Cub in the clubhouse. He's had some good moments on the field. I appreciate that he's played hard for the money that he's getting, which is a lot. But his performance hasn't lived up to the contract. And so that's why I think you have to be careful balancing between loyalty and showing guys that, yes, we also most importantly care about making the most of our opportunities to win every day, because that has to be valued in an organization as well.
Yeah. Well, what rubs me the wrong way about it is that, and I know there's an argument to it, but how can you say that this organization values loyalty after what we saw last July?
That's what Nick G just said.
Like how
yeah, Nick says agrees with you.
And Anthony Rizzo is prime example. Like
that's right.
I understand moving Bryant and Baez, even though Bryant's the one that I wanted them to keep long term because I think he's the better player. I know you agree with me on that.
Yep.
But Anthony Rizzo was at least like everyone thought that guy was going to be a Cub for life. And you know what? Yeah, his performance was down in 2020 and half of last year. But to pull the loyalty thing with Jason Hayward, a guy who, yes, great guy in the community, everyone in the clubhouse likes, all three of those things I just said, great attributes to a veteran in your clubhouse. no, like, who's to say that Anthony Rizzo wasn't all three of those guys or three of those like things? You know what I mean? What, because his contract was up at the end of the year and Jason Hayward is owed $44 million? Like, just say like that is basically the thing. Now, from David Ross's perspective, sure, yeah, that, you know, he played with him. They've known each other since they played in Atlanta. Like, I get there's a relationship there. I get all that, but to act like, I think I'm with you on Ross actually saying it out loud that loyalty is a thing there, and it just rubs me the wrong way. Adds on to the list of what in the fuck are we doing here? Things with the Cubs this year. I am content that Jason Hayward's going to be here, but yes, the more he plays, it's not good for the long-term health of the organization in terms of winning. It just isn't. So that's where I'll leave it at, and I think the large majority of people would agree with me there.
The chat is lighting up with people that are here watching with us and hanging out with us, and they all agree with what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying. I'm just saying what I think is what's going on. And I 100% agree that the organization a little bit is flipping like a bass on a pier when you reel it in. Like, it's this one day, it's this for this guy, it's this for this guy. And I agree with Jack saying that they don't believe, Jack R. says Rizzo was not a leader. I think there is some of that in the Cubs organization that they didn't. You saw some of that conflict on the field.
Yeah.
There were certain things that didn't come out necessarily that they didn't. They believe Jason Hayward has done everything the right way other than hit.
Yeah.
Other than hit professionally and perform. But all of the other things are the leadership things they have wanted to see out of someone. Now, the problem is that you can, like Jack R. says, they're about to flip with Wilson.
Yeah.
Okay? And they might flip on Kyle Hendricks, and they might flip on Ian Happ, guys who have also tried to do things the right way. The only reason, and they won't want to say this, the only reason they're showing loyalty now to Jason Hayward is because the business side can't trade him.
Yeah.
Because of the deal. Listen, all of those other guys were dealt because they couldn't get a contract done with any of them. They tried to make a deal, whether it was right or wrong or the deals were enough or whatever. It was a business decision then to trade them and move on. But they were tradable players. Maybe not as much in return as you wanted for some of them. Maybe they didn't trade him at the right time, but they were able to make the trade. The difference with Hayward is he's getting the loyalty because they have no other option. The only other option is to just part ways completely, and then it does become a question of, are we being loyal to him? Are we making him look bad on the way out? Are we doing this? Where they didn't care with the other ones because they were at least getting something back, and business-wise, it made sense to them.
There's so much wrong with that, though.
Like, I don't.
There's so much.
Yes,
wrong.
I agree.
And Jack R. said in the comments something about what did he say? He said something like Rizzo wasn't a leader. Natalie, can you scroll up a little bit? I'm sorry.
He said Rizzo wasn't a leader,
and that he would be the last guy to practice and to games. And there was something else. Can you keep going back up? There was something that triggered me. Cody, they offered Rizzo more money than he ended up getting from the Yankees. Yeah, $2 million. Now, I get.
But he was tradable.
He was. But also, Jed, yes, you can argue that Jed and Theo or whoever tried to offer a fair contract to these people. But how many organizations have we seen, especially for the long-term guys, like, have we seen them pay a little bit more just because they are who they are? Now, that's not to say that the contract will work out, but, I mean, we're talking about Anthony Rizzo. And I was someone who, when it happened, I was sad when they traded him, and, like, I thought it was a big mistake. Like, I there's plenty of reason before that, but I also got over it and was like, okay, I think long term we probably won't regret this. But just in the whole thing of loyalty, you want to talk about loyalty? There's just like, it's just all BS to me. That's the whole thing.
There's no consistency. There's no consistency.
It has nothing to do with was Rizzo worth the contract or not. He was loyal to the franchise while he was here. He was here for 10 years. he caught the final out of the World Series and was the first main piece to come up. And, I mean, he was a big part of the organization, will always be a big part of the organization. And the fact that they bring up loyalty when it comes to Jason Hayward, someone who, honestly, outside of 2019 and the 60 games in 2020, he has not performed.
Where was the loyalty for Kyle Schwarber, who busted his butt to make it back from a torn ACL the same season to get into the postseason?
Yeah.
And play in the postseason the same year.
Right. Like
ACL,
that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that when it comes to trading them or not re-signing them, I'm not arguing if that was the right or wrong move. I'm arguing as you're going to quote unquote be loyal to Jason Hayward over those guys. That's bullshit, bro. That's bullshit.
Right.
So
Niren has some good comments in the chat. That's all I'll say about that. All right, let's PointsBet. Who you gambling on tonight? What do you got out there for us?
So, I just said what the Cubs are doing is bullshit. So, I don't know why I'm betting on the Cubs tonight, but I'm actually
playing the Reds.
Yeah, well, yeah, they are playing the Reds. But I am riding the Chicago parlay tonight, and I'm taking the over on Keegan Thompson strikeouts, which is at 3.5 last I checked on PointsBet. Making them, like I said, on my favorite app, PointsBet. And it's my favorite app because it's the best way to support CHGO, Luke. If you download the PointsBet app and use code CHGO when you sign up, if you do that right now, you get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. But that's not it. If you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content. You even get a free shirt of your choice from the CHGO locker, just like the ones me and Luke are both wearing. We did not do this on purpose, but we're both rocking the CHGO shirt. It's an awesome shirt. Yeah, we're twinning tonight. Again, we didn't do it on purpose. You
matched with your girlfriend at the wedding. Now you come in.
I'm matching with Stucky.
You're matching with the old man.
Look at us. So, again, you do those 3 things. That's $2,000 in free bets, a free CHGO membership, and a free T-shirt from the CHGO locker, all for making more than a $50 first-time deposit at PointsBet. If you have any questions, you can email pointsbet@allchgo.com, and we'll help you out. Your home for live in-play betting just got even better. You see an edge in the game you're watching. Is your favorite team primed for a comeback? Maybe the Cubs get down 1-0 tonight. And, hey, a little plus money action. Maybe you want to bet it live because they're playing the Reds. Maybe you feel like a comeback is coming. Again, we say it on CHGO Bets Daily every day. We love plus money. If the Cubs get down early, it's a good time to live bet if you think they can win the game. So don't just watch the game. Bet along with it live. More live betting, more live markets, and faster live cash outs. Follow along with your bets the moment they hit and stay in the live action all game long. Download the PointsBet app right now and use promo code CHGO. So what are you waiting for? It's time to elevate your live betting game. Once the game starts, don't just bet, live your bet life with PointsBet. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants to help, call 1-800-GAMBLER for crisis counseling and referral services.
Jack R. was one last comment, and we'll talk more about this probably in post after what might be a long game. He says, love Kyle Schwarber. The guy was having trouble batting over 200. Now we have a better left fielder in Ian Happ. My point would be simply you could have both because Schwarber could be your DH.
You could. And, yeah, Kyle Schwarber currently has, like, an OPS over 800. So, yeah, he's never been a hit for average guy. But he hits homers, he drives runs in, and he gives you good at-bats.
He hits Schwarbombs.
Yeah.
I fell in love with the Schwarbombs. Yeah. All right, let's get to who you got.
Who you got?
Ryan jumped in, and Ryan took the first pick. I don't remember exactly what the totals are. I think you got it in your head. It's like, is it like 10-8-6?
Yeah.
On the season, I'm in last, so I should be getting the first pick. But if Ryan wants to jump ahead and take the first guy because he's at the ballpark, that's okay. Jack is taking Norris tonight.
Nice.
That's bold.
That's bold.
Very bold. He's going Happ, who we just talked about, is having a great season, should be an all-star. But
you're taking Ortega.
I'm going Ortega. Different. The guy's been hot.
He's bold, yeah.
We're talking about why he's in the lineup.
Talk about trade value, right?
I said we got 5 weeks to watch guys that are traded. And one of the Sox guys just walked in, and don't you worry, David. We are going to talk about the fact that they were making fun of Cody and laughing about how bad the Cubs are, because I think there's a little bit of a problem on the south side, if I'm not mistaken. Window closing quickly, don't realize the window's closing quickly and haven't won a playoff series since 2005. I digress. We'll talk later.
All that up with Steven right over here.
We'll talk later. Anyways, you're going Keegan. I'm not allowed to take Keegan because I can't take pitchers anymore because they always
Luke is
are
banned
terrible
from
when I
taking
do.
pitchers. I'm going to take the mayor tonight. Keegan Thompson's absolutely shoved baseballs down offense's throats the last 12 innings he's pitched. That's 2 starts, 6 innings each, 7 strikeouts his last one, 9 strikeouts against the Braves, I guess a week and a half ago. The guy shoves. And he gets to face the Reds now. He hasn't faced the Reds at all this year, I'm a
got
little
the sweeping slider.
He's got the sweeping slider. I am, just because he hasn't faced the Reds this year, I am a little, I guess you could say, a little nervous. But again, I do feel good about him going in. He's coming in with a lot of confidence. He's his best 2 stars of his career, the last 2 outings. So I'm feeling good. And he's at home, Wrigley Field, coming off winning 2 out of 3. I know this is a trap in a way. Like, I've set myself up for this, but I believe in Keegan Thompson. This guy is going to be a top 3 of the rotation type guy in next year in 2023. I believe at this point we've seen a very big sample size. Can he do it for a full season? We're going to see, but he's been the best guy on the staff all season. There's no reason not to believe in this guy.
Marcus and Niren going Nico City. Jack sticking with VR and Norris. Funny. Alexander says Hap rakes against the Reds.
That's true.
Robbie's riding the Ortega train with me.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
And Jack R points out that Contreras rakes against Castillo. Strange that nobody took Contreras, but he did have a rough stretch there after the whole thing with his. Really, since his brother was in town, he was super hot. Then he struggled a little bit, and I think he had that last game was good, so that would have been a good pick. Natalie, you didn't make a pick. You nobody you want to take?
I guess I'll just grab Contreras then.
Oh, okay.
You could have taken Hayward like Joey always.
Yeah. Jack says he's going ham today. I actually know what that means.
Wow.
That's one of the few things I know.
Look at Stucky.
I'm not going to say it for all the children out there, but I know what I know what you're saying.
I would say it.
We do mark these podcasts as not safe for children. So
right. We do. Yeah, that's true.
We do mark explicit.
Yeah,
it's okay.
I go ham all the time. I tell you what.
On what?
Honey baked ham. I love. They get that brown sugar coating.
I was hoping you were just going to say
for my
do-right
son's
donuts.
Well, yeah, but
you do go ham on some do-right donuts.
I do, but I'm trying to stay away from the sweets. I've already thought about stopping over at Cone twice tonight because I don't know what I'm doing for dinner. I thought, well, I could just do ice cream for dinner.
I think you should just do athletic greens for dinner.
Oh, there you go. There's those big long beef sticks in the fridge.
Yeah, I'm not.
I saw those.
No,
they're pretty good.
Listen, that place I heard was great. Sausages at the game and stuff. I'm just not a beef stick guy. I'm also not a beef jerky guy.
Okay. Well,
but I do like a good Italian sausage. I like a brat every once in a while. I mostly prefer, in the encased meat world, I'd probably just normally stick with the hot dog.
Yeah. I like Katie's comment. She says if they lose, ice cream.
There you go.
Yeah, but Katie, if we do that, I'm going to be 380 pounds by the end of the season. Like, I'm going to quadruple in size by the time this is over.
Yeah.
We want to start the push to 63.
Yeah, we need to get to 63.
I think that's the next shirt that we should put out.
The push to 63.
The push to 63. Just avoid 100 at all costs.
Yeah, I agree.
You can still get the number 1 pick because you don't have to have the worst record. That should be something we should be counting down, the push to 63.
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
All right, so we got all our picks. We're ready to go. Keegan, I hope, does well. I don't want to say anything about him because I don't even want to.
Yeah, I will open it up now. I'm putting it on record. If Keegan Thompson does not shove tonight, we can put all the blame on me for choosing him. So it will be all on me.
David still wants to get into that Sox convo. Save it for the post-game show if it's boring. We'll jump in on that. I save those stats. Those are all good stats because the Sox guys will all be here by then.
He has to be leaving those comments because I said I'm taking the Chicago parlay tonight.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. But
you're willing to dance with the devil.
Yeah, I mean, they're going up against a pitcher who's not even made 10 starts in his career for the Angels and has a ERA near 5. Perhaps they're due. They have not played well against the Angels. They're due. So we'll see.
All right, we got to wrap up the show because there's a guy painting on a ledge out here with no safety net or anything, and he's
he
like
doesn't
4
have his
stories
shirt on.
up.
Yeah.
I've been keeping an eye on him.
Yeah.
I got 911.
He's got
on
1
retainer.
foot on a ledge.
Yep.
He's hanging from the side of a building, and he's
I
painting,
wasn't sure if you
he's
guys
painting
could
one of
see
those
him.
pergola trellises for some reason.
I wasn't sure if you could see him, and so when I noticed him, I know I made like a stank face, and I was wondering if you guys were confused what that reaction
No, we
was
knew.
for.
Cody pointed him out before the show. Like,
How can you see him?
first of all, I'm afraid of heights, so I
He
wouldn't do
gives
it.
me
but-
anxiety because me and Stucky aren't heights guys. Like
No.
I
No. That bothers me. The naked guy that comes out on his balcony on the other side, whatever.
Yeah.
Live your life.
at least there's a railing there. This guy doesn't have a railing over
Yeah,
here.
if you got pants on, we're all okay. This guy, like some sort of safety belt or something.
Yeah.
This seems like a bad idea. Okay, that wraps it up for the CHGO Cubs pregame show presented by PointsBet. We'll be back here for a full hour of postgame when it's over. Hope you'll hang out with us then. Maybe we'll get into the Sox a little bit. Maybe we'll get into the whole Hayward flip and flop a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll see how the game goes. Hopefully we have a lot to talk about. And no, Katie, we don't want ice cream. Please, somebody help me. We'll see after the game